What's going on, my friends? It is Slash687 with another video today. This is like the 5th in a row. Holy cow, we are on a roll. So, what I'm talking about today is gaming CPUs and what the best CPUs are for your money right now if you're concerned about gaming. Because I noticed a lot of people have videos about the best graphics card for the money or the best budget graphics card, but I don't very often see a best CPU for the money video or a best gaming CPU video, so I figured I'd make one and just break it down for you guys and tell you what the best CPU for your money right now is if you're concerned about gaming. So what I did is I took 5 different CPUs, a couple from AMD and a couple from Intel, all different price brackets, so they're gonna fit into all different types of systems, all different budget areas, and I'm just gonna tell you guys why they're a good deal and if you should pick them up. So first off, this one's a little bit old, but it's still very, very good for the money. It's the Intel Pentium G3258. Back when I was doing YouTube all the time, like a couple summers ago, this was the CPU to buy. It's dual core 3.2 gigahertz, but the one distinguishing feature about the CPU is that it is unlocked. You can adjust the voltage and overclock this thing to ridiculous heights, especially with aftermarket cooling, but even on the stock cooler, this thing comes with a upgraded stock cooler and you can get very, very good frequencies out of it. On Micro Center, right now you can pick it up for $50, but on Amazon you can get it for $65. So if there's a Micro Center near you, you could definitely pick this thing up, and for $50, that would be a very, very good deal for a lower end system. I'd say a system in the $300 to $500 bracket would be ideal for a CPU like this, as games are starting to take advantage of more and more cores. However, it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. You can still use a dual core CPU and be just fine for a lot of AAA titles, but a lot of games are going to recommend quad core and it's going to up your performance a good bit. But for games like CSGO and League of Legends and I don't know, Halo 1, you're going to be very, very good. And for even a lot of modern day games, you're going to be fine with a dual core CPU. The next CPU I have, we're going to go up and up in the price bracket. This one's a little bit more expensive. It is an AMD Athlon X4 860K. It's a 3.7 gigahertz quad core processor. It's a little bit older. It's on the socket FM2 Plus, but it's still very good, very overclockable. It runs a little bit hot since it's one of those older AMD CPUs. But it is a quad core, you're going to get really good frequencies out of it, and a 3.7 gigahertz frequency out of the factory is pretty high. So as far as this thing's concerned, like I said, it's a quad core, you're going to be just fine for today's games, and it should be all good. And for the price of only around $65, you pair this thing with an R9 380 or like a R7 370, and you'll be off and running. Up next is a pretty new CPU. It's an Intel Pentium G4400. This is a Skylake CPU. It's a dual core, since it's a Pentium, obviously, clocked at 3.3 gigahertz. It's a socket 1151, so it's the most up-to-date socket. It has integrated graphics, which is a good thing to have on a CPU. In case your video card fails, you can still do your basic web browsing and all that stuff. It's one of the new Skylake CPUs, so it does support DDR4, which is the future, so you're going to kind of be future-proofed as far as RAM goes. But overall, it's a very good CPU. Even though it is 2 cores, it's still in that $65 price bracket, and like I said, something like this would go great in a $400 or $500 build. Pair it with the GTX 950 and you're going to be a-okay. The second to last CPU is an FX 8320. It's an 8-core CPU clocked at 3.2 gigahertz, and even though it's not an 8350, it's still very, very good for the price. It's $40 cheaper than an 8350, and it's still an 8-core. It's clocked at 3.5 gigahertz, and you can bring that up to the clock speed of an 8350, overclocking it. And it's 8 cores, like I said, so multitasking is going to be very good with this thing. You can live stream, have 28,000 web tabs opened up, and just be gaming all at the same time while you're rendering a video and downloading some videos. So it would pair very well with an R9 390, and it should work very well, and it should future-proof pretty well. Alright guys, here it is, the final CPU, the best deal going right now. It's the Intel Core i5-6600. This is a great deal right now. It's a quad-core 3.3 gigahertz Skylake CPU. You pair this thing with a good motherboard, you can overclock to the moon. and it's on an extra savings deal right now. You enter a promotion code and you get $10 off. It's just a very, very good CPU right now. It has DDR4 support, it has Intel Turbo Boost technology, you pair it with one of the Intel 100 series chipset motherboards, and it should be amazing. This CPU should last you for years to come. It's top of the line right now as far as architectures are concerned. Skylake it's really great. The power consumption is really low, and it's just a very amazing chipset. So I'd recommend this CPU right now for about a $900, $1,000 build. It should be great with a GTX 970 or even a GTX 980 if you're pushing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this series, be sure to leave a like rating and be sure to comment. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.